Hello viewers, this is Dr. Thomas Ongalo. Dr. Thomas Ongalo is the director of Casalome Consultancy. Before you here is a training platform for SPSS. Viewers who would like to learn how SPSS is managed, is run, is presented, are all welcome to this platform. Now, I'll go straight away to introducing you to what this SPSS is. Of course, this is a statistical or social science a presentation which I want to do before you. Now, if you can look at the SPSS spreadsheet, which is before you, it has got two windows. One of the window is the variable view. The other one is data view. And already I have prepared the SPSS. You can see that it is full of variables. Now, one of the variables that you can see is the gender, the age, the marital status, education, profession. Now, all these are the variables that we want to run. I'll take you through how do we analyze these variables once we have put them into the SPSS spreadsheet. Now, taking you to the other window, you can see that whatever I had on the variable view can now be displayed very well on this sheet, and you can see that the gender column has got these numbers. Now, these numbers are, of course, the numbers which are representing the reactions of the respondents. Okay, so you also go to the age column, you'll find that. But what I wanted to take you through today is basically when you are presented with data like this, then how do you do the analysis? For example, you may want to carry out analysis on the gender. Now, what you can do, or what you are supposed to do, is you go to the analysis. Now, you can see, you can check that from top here, I've got this windows for the analysis, for the transform, for the data. And what we want to do, or the area that we are going to concentrate on, is the analysis. So I'll just click the analysis. Now, when I click the analysis, you can see the features that are displayed on the screen, and these are the reports, the descriptive. Now, there are so many, but depending on what you wanted to analyze or what you wanted to do, like for example, what I want to do is to produce the descriptive statistics. I want to produce the descriptive statistics so that I analyze and do the interpretation of what they actually mean. So what I will need to do is that if I am analyzing the gender, then I straight just go to the analyze. I choose the descriptive statistic. This is where I go. Now, when I go there, you'll find that again, there are more features that are being displayed, and that is the frequency, the descriptive, the explore. Now, all of these, each and every of these have got what they are supposed to give you. So I'll go to say the frequencies of the gender. If I click there, that is where I will click. And once I click that, you'll find that it will actually show. It is the frequency, it is the descriptive. Now you can see it is giving me that small window option where I can now, select what I want. Now, as I told you, I wanted to analyze the gender, so I simply come and I highlight the gender. You can see that there is a box or a window for the variables. I will simply shift the gender using this arrow. I just highlight this, or I highlight age, I highlight the marital. I can also highlight education, I can highlight profession. I can highlight independent variable question number 1A, number 1B, number 1C. So, you know, it depends on what do I want to analyze. So if I wanted to analyze the gender, I just click there, then I come to where gender is. Now, again, inside this, you can see that on the right, far right-hand side, we also have got about 5 windows, which has statistics, the charts, the format, the style. So again, here I need to know what I want. Now, for example, this gender, I need to produce the statistics. So the statistic that I want to produce, I must click. So you can see here that I have the frequency statistics. So I ask myself, what do I want to produce? Do I want to produce the quartile? Do I want to produce the percentiles? Do I want to produce the mean, the median? So I just click. If it is the mean, I come and click the mean. If it is the median, I can come and click the median. So it all depends. If I want the standard deviation, I just come and click there. Then, of course, I will have to say continue. And when I say continue, it means I've prepared what I actually want to give you. Now, this one is in a case when you are looking for the frequencies. If you can follow my cursor, you'll find that this window which has popped up right at the center of the screen, you'll find that it is indicated frequencies. And of course, that is what I will be producing in relation to age, in relation to, let's say, to age, in relation to marital status, in relation to profession, in relation to independent variable question number 1. So you can see what we can do with this when it comes to frequencies. Now, I can also come out and then I decide that I want now to analyze the descriptive statistics, but this time I want the descriptive. So when I want the descriptive, then you'll find that the window will change. Once I click that, now I am under the pop-up, which is now on the screen, is the descriptive. So again, now this will be relevant if you actually know what you want to produce. So I will not go for the gender, I will not go for the age, I will not go for, because these ones for the frequencies. I may go now for the independent variable 1, independent variable 2, because now I need the mean, I need the standard deviation of all this. Then I can shift the independent variable question number 1 or statement number 1. Then I also push that. I also push this. You see, depending on what are you looking for from this spreadsheet. Now, that is about the analysis of the descriptives, analysis of the frequencies. So again, I can come out, for example, again, I will want to analyze, but this time I want to say, produce the correlation. The correlations, always when I want to correlate, it means I've got more than one variable and I want to determine whether there is a relationship between the 2 or more variables. Then what do I do? What am I supposed to do? Now, what I need to do is to go to the analysis. I click, then I come to correlation. Now, I will have to choose bivariate. By, of course, means 2. So I choose that. Once I choose that, then again, I'm presented with the same window, but this time it is indicating bivariant correlation. So again, here I need to select what do I want to bivariate, or what do I want to produce its bivariate correlations. Now, the question will be, do I want to create correlations between the independent variables. If that is the case, I scroll and you see I get all these. And if it is, say, dependent variable A, dependent variable B, dependent variable C, dependent variable D, dependent variable, F, that, I can select all of them and then I take them there. Now, when I take them there, then again, you should also find out what is this option window for, what is this style window for, what is this boom window or bootstrap window for. Now, depending on what you want to analyze, you will click the area that will suit your needs. So then again, that will be when I'm going for the bivariate for relations. Now, sometimes I can want to produce the regression. Regression is very common with those who are doing their master's research, those who are doing their PhD. This is an area where now, if you want to go deeper with your analysis, you want to go deeper with the interpretation, then you should now go beyond the mere descriptives. This is now where you are calling for the inferential statistics. Inferential statistics will now involve a deeper understanding of that your particular variable. This is where we will talk of the alpha, we will talk of the beta, we will talk of the significance, we will talk of, a number of things, because we are now going beyond the mere descriptive statistics. So how do we go for our regression analysis? You will click analyze and you look for where the regression is. For example, in my case, on this screen, you can see where my cursor is. I will go down and I will look for the linear. Then once I click the linear, I will be presented with this window. Now, on this linear regression window pop-up, you realize that I have a window for dependent, I have the window for independence. Now, I will be clicking because now I want to get the inferential statistics. That is the relationship between all the independent variables that I have and also the dependent variable. So if my dependent variable was or is, say this, I have to highlight it, then I follow. I go to where the dependent variable window is, and I click that arrow, and definitely you can see that that window has received a average dependent variable. Okay. Again, I can come for now, say this other independent variable, and the first independent variable, just move with me very slowly. The first independent variable is this one here. You can see I've indicated in the IVQ1A. So the average for this is this. So I click this as the combined or the average independent variables. I bring it there. I also come to the second one, which is this. I click it. I go to that window to bring it there. I also come down here to the variable number 3. I click it, then I take it there. If at all, I also have the fourth one, which of course I have here. I also come and click that, go to that arrow. You can see that I'm pushing them to the independent variable window. Then now that will be where I will stop, because I have fixed or I have transferred all the independent variable in that window. So now the question is, once you have done this, where do you go? Now you go and check your statistics and confirm whether what you want is what you have highlighted. For example, you want the model fit, you want the R square change, you want the descriptive. You see here, you want the Waston, here it again depends on what do you actually want. Then you will have to say continue. Now, if also you want to do some plots, because we have got cases where we also need to test and see the normality of our data. So then here again, here you are, you can see that there is this dependent. What will you choose? Are you going to choose this or going to choose that? You see, depending on what you are looking for, then again, the question is, what are you looking for? You come to the normal probability spot, you come to the histogram. Now, all these will be produced for you, and it is you who will actually drive yourself, because it is you who know what do you want to produce. So you see, this is a training program in which those who want to analyze data to the tune or to the extent of descriptive statistics, and also go beyond that to inferential statistics where regression is being run, then this is the right platform for you. For those who would like to be trained on how do we go about with the SPSS, then you are welcome to Casalome Consultancy Limited. This Casalome Consultancy Limited deals with the SPSS training, which of course this is a software which we can say is very common for use, very simple to be used whenever you want to produce your work. You want to produce prepare and produce data. When you want to find us, you go to the YouTube of Casalome. You can also contact us on 0722 236-426, or you can find us at Casalome at Casalome, www.casalome@gmail.com. Now, I also want to take you through on the transformation, or let's say before the transformation, you may also want to, run the moderation, because in most of the analysis that we do, having run the regression in the first model, you will be forced to go for the second model where the moderation is an issue that you are also to deal with. So how do you go about with the moderation? Now, moderation, you will simply come to analyze. You will go to the regression. You will choose where the linear is. Click there. Then once you have done that, look for your independent variables. Of course, the composite, the ones that you have actually put together. In other words, you have got the average of those statements in relation to each and every independent variable that you have. Always the independent variable, you'll be having the questions that you are testing, and at the end of it, you need now to get the average for each and every, so that when you are running the regression, then you are actually working on a composite variable. So here I will repeat what I did. I will look for the dependent variable, and the dependent variable, yes, I will scroll up to here. As I told you, you watch where the arrow is, you click, then you can see automatically it has gone to the right window. Then I will look for the first independent variable, and the first independent variable is AIV1. You click that. You go to AIV2, you click that. Remember, you make sure that you only take the independent variable to the independent window. You take the dependent variable to the dependent window. If you mix all this, then the result that you are going to get is not going to be right. Yes, the system will give you the result, but remember, garbage in, garbage out. So if you want to avoid this, then you must be very, very accurate to ensure that you transfer the right variable, a variable to the right place. So again, I come for independent variable number 3, I go there. Independent variable number 4, I go there. Now, I want you to look at this very, very carefully. This is the first model, or the model 1. When you are running a moderation, when you want to moderate, when you want to establish whether a certain variable moderates the dependent variable, then the first thing that you do is to do what I've just done. Then you go to this window where it is written next. Then you click next. Now you can see all the independent variables that I had here have all gone. Now they have not gone that they are lost, but they are at the background leaving space for now the moderation. So when I want to do the moderation, I again come for every independent variable number 1. I again fix independent variable number 2. I fix the independent variable number 3. I fix the independent variable number 4. But I must also make sure that I bring in the moderating variable. This is the moderating variable, and moderating variable is at this point. I also bring the average moderating variable. I include it in the independent variable. So once I'm here, I now don't need to shift them again. What I need to do is to set my statistics and see that it is properly set. So I come and I click statistics. When I click the statistics, I must make sure that I click the window for R-squared change. It is the R-squared change that will tell us and will determine whether the moderating variable moderates, whether the variable that we had indicated as moderating actually moderates. When the R-squared change, then we will conclude that yes, the variable is moderating the relationship between the independent variable and also dependent variables. Now, again, when we want to test, say, some normalities, then it can also come and click the Dublin-Watson. But Dublin-Watson can be used to actually see whether the data are normally, distributed. So once this one is done, what you need to do, you just come and click what? And click continue. And when you click continue, you will get the result. And it is that result that you are now allowed to actually do what? To actually now interpret. Now, I can also come out and talk about the transformation. You see, before I go to transformation, maybe we will want to do the intermediation. When you want to also produce the intermediation, meaning that you are looking for whether a certain variable intermediates, the independent variable, then what do you do? Now, what happens is that you need to go to the regression. As usual, you click the linear. When you have clicked the linear there, then take that variable which you have indicated as mediation. For example, if the mediation was, say, this, I now take this to dependent variable. Then now the rest that we want to test whether it mediates, now I bring them to that. And now what I will do, I will click, say, if it is this, I want to see whether it mediates this, okay? Then now, once I've done this, I click, I go to the statistics, I, set it, and then I actually come down here and say, okay. Once I say, okay, then the result will be produced. And that is the result which I will want to interpret. So basically, viewers, listeners, this is exactly the basic data analysis, which involves the analysis of, say, the variables that you have. And as I've told you, that they are at very different, at different levels. There is a level at just frequencies. There is a level, level at frequencies, which is this one, level at descriptive, which is this. And also we have got the level at the regression, where we are now looking for the inferential statistics. And so, viewers, I think for today, that should mark the end of our presentation on how we can go about with the SPSS once we have the data and prepared. I think when we meet again, we will now be looking at how do we prepare the data and input them in the system. So for today and for now, thank you so much for listening to my program, for listening to my lecture on the trading platform for the SPSS. Until then, see you then. My name is Dr. Thomas Ongalo, Director of Casalome Consultancy Limited. Thank you.